Rime, 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 rime. The default range DPS. Of course, default doesn't mean there's no depth, but Fellowship had to have one character be at the start of the DPS row, and it's Rime. And I personally am quite a Rime fan, with over 20 minutes played on her as of writing this guide, and I'm going to impart all of my hard-learned wisdom into you, the Fat Street Boys watching this. So, when you make an iced drink, the ratio of ice to drink is very important. And because of that, there's two valuable questions you need to ask yourself when you start the drink making process. The first one, the most important one, is will watering this down make it worse? If your ice in your water melts, you just have more water. But if your ice melts in your coffee and gives you a gross layer of separation, then it's more of a big deal. The second question is, how big of a glass or cup am I using? Now, these questions might seem silly, irrelevant, or even downright moronic, but actually, if you use these two questions, we can figure out how much ice to use. If we're using a small glass, like a child-sized beer, more than one ice cube will take up too much space in the cup. And if you're a slow drinker, it'll get watered down and be half water. And that's how you ruin an iced drink. So, if you like ice in your drinks, use a big cup. I used to use a 1-gallon milk jug and fill about half of that up with ice for just about everything I drink. But I do realize I take my drink icedness very seriously. Nobody wants to drink a hot coffee or a hot soup. No, sir. So, that's the easiest and most cost-effective solution. Just use a bigger cup to offset the ice. The more ice that's in the drink, the slower it'll melt, because it'll be colder, so it even won't get watered down. But there are secret, less morally acceptable methods to cool down your drink. There are ice mugs, cups that have a layer of cup, then a sealed layer of water, and then an inside layer of cup. Pop these in the freezer, and your drink will stay cold long without watering it down. But the trade-off, this doesn't help with cooling down that nasty hot coffee you just made, and you can't drink because it's too hot. But the real darkest of arts for cooling down a drink is whiskey stones. I know they say whiskey in the name, which is why this isn't too moral, but you can put them in anything. You can cool down your milk, your coffee, your soup, who knows what else. Try it in a blood transfusion. I don't know. That's what I used to do. Until I lost them the old-fashioned way. I left them on the bus. So, go shoot your frost spells, top those deeps charts, unless you're in a party with the bow bitch.